Project, first of all, it's a formal collaboration between the University of Arizona and the Hopi tribe. And I wanted to do it because I've been involved in documentary history all of my career. I've read thousands of pages of Spanish documents about this region during the Spanish colonial period. And it's an invaluable source of information, but it has not only enormous biases, because all of these documents were written from the Spanish or the missionary point of view, but also because it has enormous silences as well. There were many aspects of native life that the Spaniards simply didn't think were worth recording or didn't know about. And so this project was really an experiment in comparing and contrasting the Spanish documentary record, where you hardly ever find any native voices, and the Hopi oral traditions, because even though the Hopis were non-literate, they still have this enormous repository of knowledge about their pasts. Their pasts before the Spaniards arrived, their pasts about the Spaniards when the Spaniards got here, and what kind of an impact the Spaniards had on Hopi people and Hopi life. And the result, and this is what we'll be talking about on Friday, was a history of centuries of resistance. The Hopis were missionized by Franciscans beginning in 1629. The Hopis did participate in the 1680 Pueblo Revolt, and unlike every other Pueblo group, they were never reconquered by the Spaniards. They were always able to keep the Spaniards in New Mexico at bay, even after the Spaniards reconquered most of New Mexico. They did that through diplomacy, they did that through negotiation, but they also did that through armed resistance. And then the other thing we want to talk about, we've published 2 volumes which contain the English translations of Spanish documents about the Moquis, but also contain knowledge and oral tradition of the Hopi people about the Castilla. But one thing we want to do now is to take that information and use it to develop a K through 12 curricula. First for Hopi students in Hopi schools, and perhaps later, it can be more widely distributed, so that the Hopi side of the story is told, because that's what's missing in the historical record about this region. And, this is a new way of doing anthropology and history, where native people aren't considered subjects, they're considered partners, where their sense and their knowledge of the past is given as much weight as European or Euro-American knowledge of the past. It's a very time-consuming thing to do. You can't just walk in, plop down your microphone, and start recording. First of all, many of these oral traditions were related to Stuart in Hopi, and then Stuart Koyuyimtawa and other people at the Hopi Cultural Preservation Office had to translate them from Hopi to English. Secondly, for good reasons, there's a lot of mistrust of outside researcher, anthropologists, historians, because, people in the past have sort of come in and extracted knowledge and not given much back. So we're trying to change that. The other thing is the nature of knowledge in Hopi society, where it's not like there's a single central archive. Knowledge is often compartmentalized by by clan, by lineage, by, whether you're a member of a certain religious organization or not. So you can't go to a single Hopi and, say, tell me about the Hopi past, because it's far more complex than that. And, this project, it took us almost 20 years to complete the first phase of the project, the 2 published volumes. And I feel that we've only skimmed the surface of the Hopi's collective knowledge about their pasts. There's so much more work to be done, but we consider this a start. We hope it provides a model for younger researchers going forward, both Hopi scholars, but also non-Hopi scholars. And more importantly, we hope it provides a model of collaboration where Native people can regain their tribal sovereignty over their cultural patrimony.